Episode 2 of The Bear Season 3 begins with Sydney and her father having a tiff over whose turn it is for the bathroom. She then leaves for work. At the Bear, Carmy has made a list of non-negotiables for the restaurant. Natalie arrives and mentions that she's worried about bringing a child into the world. She sees the list and is skeptical about it, but Carmy insists that all the best restaurants have these qualities. Sydney arrives and is naturally taken aback by the array of dishes Carmy has made, essentially editing her menu. She's not happy about the fact that the non-negotiables include a different menu every day. Carmy informs her that he sent her a partnership contract shared between him, Natalie and Sydney. She doesn't seem as happy about this as she should. Richie arrives and gives his own sarcastic take on the non-negotiables list. He's still not accepted Carmy's apology and the two get into a fight. Simultaneously, the Fak brothers are charging a tube light and Gary is told he's being sent to wine school. After everybody argues whether a changing a menu is crazy or not, Richie ends up mentioning Claire. Since everyone is curious, Carmy reveals that he basically told Claire their relationship was a waste of time. Just then, Marcus enters the kitchen. He says he wants to work and not think about anything else, which works well with everyone. Everybody splits up into different chores, although Carmy does go up to Marcus and tries to convince him not to avoid dealing with the issue at all, which is what he did after Michael died. Marcus says it was good he was in the kitchen when his mother died, as she would have wanted him to be here. He says this place is it. He asks Carmy to make sure the bear gets to where it needs to be, and that is where episode 2 comes to an end. So with this chapter, we return to the more usual format of episodes, taking place entirely during the kitchen's opening hour. Everything we saw take place in episode 1, all of Carmy's newfound resolution on moving forward, is now introduced to the rest of the staff. The episode offers a good look at where all the other characters stand, such as Sydney's obvious hesitations, even at the prospect of the partnership. Natalie's worries, Marcus' grief, and more is also explored. As always, the writing and editing are crisp and to the point, not lingering on anyone more than necessary. It's great to see the varied hilarious reactions to Carmy's pursuit of perfection, from Natalie's concern to Richie and Sydney's sarcasm, and even to Marcus's total acceptance. It will also be interesting to see how this fares up in the episodes to come, and whether the others can hop on Carmy's train to get a Michelin star or not. For now though, this is where episode 2 comes to an end. Episode 3 of The Bear Season 3 begins with Marcus's mother's funeral, where he delivers a heartfelt speech. After this, we immediately see the bear go into work mode. Doors are opened and the episode takes us through several days of the restaurant as it works from one messy session to the next. Again, there isn't a specific set of events, but rather each session offers a collage of moments to show us how things went down, which for the most part is not very well. Richie and Carmy are still at odds with one another and constantly bicker as they take charge of the front and the back of the restaurant respectively. Richie even comes up with his list of non-negotiables to rival Carmy's, although his does include the words open heart and razzle dazzle. Meanwhile, Carmy sticks to his list and sends back meat if it's not cooked to absolute perfection, even though Richie insists the guests have been waiting for a while. Sydney tries to keep things calm and even helps out Tina, who looks stressed and overwhelmed. Meanwhile, Jimmy grows frantic looking at the growing cost of the restaurant. Things keep getting messed up though. Plates are broken and Fak tries his hand at serving but ends up simply bringing the food back to the kitchen. Ebra works at the restaurant's beef window, but the large orders overwhelm him and his station looks sloppier than ever. Meanwhile, Natalie does the numbers and tells Richie they need to add another round of guests each day or they won't be meeting their costs. Each night, Carmy makes sure the staff rigorously cleans the restaurant. Tina continues to struggle with a certain pasta dish and Sydney does her best to guide her through it. Carmy's daily menu changes cause confusion in both the front and the back of the restaurant. Jimmy demands to know from Natalie why they aren't making any money, even though the place is packed every night. During one session, Richie and Carmy get into a physical fight over one of the guests' requests to remove mushrooms from a mushroom-based dish. This infuriates Sydney as they manage to spill the order tickets all over the floor. The fights and the mess continue and one night Carmy's vision begins to blur as he's calling out the orders. He grows angrier due to this and Sydney orders him to calm down. But the messes continue and nobody seems very happy to be working. By the time episode 3 ends, even Sydney looks like she's done. So episode 3 brings us the consequences of Carmy's new non-negotiable plan to get a Michelin star. He insists on pushing out as much as possible in as little time as possible and accepts nothing less than perfection, and unfortunately the pressure is taking its toll. The episode rushes at you in the quintessential chaotic spirit of the series, bringing back the frantic energy that marked season 1 and made the show stand out. The Bears team just is not a cohesive group, and the cracks are forming, both literally and figuratively. And it's interesting because the episode uses the physical mess of dropped food and broken plates to convey how the team is functioning as a whole. Carmy might be heading the restaurant to positive reviews, but at what cost? Tina is feeling the heat and Sydney looks close to losing her patience. Carmy's new resolution has lost what he learned over the last few seasons, that the bear works best as a team and not as one person barking orders at the rest. He's slowly following his own harsh mentor, David's, footsteps. But when will he realise it? Hopefully, not when it's too late. Thanks for watching, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like or subscribe to the channel, your support is very much appreciated. I'm Greg Wheeler, and from all of us over here at The Review Geek, we'll see you on the next video.